It's a good day to be a sports bettor. We got Patty the Batty fighting. We got 16 MLB games, and I'm going to be taking you through the best PrizePicks entry. And we're going to go through the math behind PrizePicks, how this platform works. So didn't win yesterday. Unfortunately, can't win them all. But regardless, I have a really good player prop entry for today, and we're going to go ahead and go through it. So again, the way that PrizePicks works, just as a recap, because it's so important to understand, is it's a fixed parlay platform. And what that means is any two picks you select, you're always going to be getting the same payout, which is just 20 to win 60, right? You can take the overs, the unders, 20 to win 60. So what this means is PrizePicks isn't varying payouts. So we've gone through this math a ton of times, but essentially PrizePicks is giving you the implied odds of minus 137 on all your picks. And the reason for that is any two-leg parlay where both legs are minus 137 odds will come out to plus 200. So because any PrizePicks two-pick entry is plus 200 odds, each leg is the implied price of minus 137. So we've also gone through that essentially this means you need to win 57.74% of your props on PrizePicks to break even. That's just to break even, right? So ideally you're winning your props 60% of the time, 59% of the time. If you're winning your props, 50% of the time, you're going to lose a lot of money on PrizePicks. So let's get into it. Let's go through the best player props. And again, I'm going to be using the OddsJam, Positive EV tool. So this tool isn't that complicated, right? All it is doing is constantly scanning the sports books, baseball, PrizePicks lines, everything to try to show you line discrepancies. And now that we know that PrizePicks is giving us the implied price of minus 137, and it's an implied price because you can't just bet on this guy to go over minus 137, right? On PrizePicks, you have to place a parlay. You can only place parlays. So regardless, let's go ahead. Let's get into it. The first pick I have is going to be right here, and it's going to be on Alec. So we're going with him under 18.5 pitching outs, player outs, right? So this is just a data-driven bet, right? You can see right here, we're getting the implied price of minus 137 on PrizePicks. The way the OddsJam software works is you can kind of filter, if you're just using PrizePicks, you can only sort by seeing PrizePicks, but you can add any filters you want, and then it'll just sort the bets by their profit margin, right? So we can see Braves over 5.5, looks like a pretty good betting opportunity. We're getting plus 140 on Caesars. We have some other ones out here. Matt Chapman over 1.5 bases. So you can kind of use this tool to spot line discrepancies on sportsbooks. But here's one on PrizePicks, right? We have under 18.5 pitching outs at minus 137 implied odds on PrizePicks, which is a profit margin of 2.86%. So essentially, you just want to look for the bets in bold with a circle around them, that are on PrizePicks. So again, this is the implied price we're getting on PrizePicks. And why do we like it? Well, look at the sports books, right? The sports books have this heavily juiced towards the under, which means the under is a lot more likely to hit, right? If sports books are heavily juicing an under, then the under is more likely to hit according to the sports books. So we can see right here, Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book in the world, they're pricing the under at minus 176 and the over at plus 130. Right? That's their betting market. And kind of DraftKings and Caesars are pretty in line with it, right? All sports books have the under heavily favored, but on PrizePicks, it doesn't matter if we pick the over or the under. So this is a great spot to take the under on PrizePicks at minus 137 implied odds. So we can back out our win probability with a no-vig odds calculator. So again, what a no-vig odds calculator is it just takes a sportsbook's market and removes the vig, removes the juice to tell you not only the true odds for a bet, but also the true win probability. So we can see right here, the win probability for under 18.5 pitching outs is going to be, we put in Pinnacle's market, so the market from the sharpest bookmaker, and the win probability is going to be 59.46%, right? So again, depending on, sportsbooks, they imply win probabilities through their odds. If they're giving you minus 110 odds on both the over and the under, then they're giving you the same price, the same payout. Both bets are equally likely to occur. If the under is heavily juiced, then obviously the under is a lot more likely to hit according to the sports books. So you can kind of quantify that mathematically. It's just an industry standard formula with the no vig fair odds calculator, right? The way that sports books work is they have models and they're taking all this action to get win probabilities for bets. Then they back out their true odds, and then they juice their market. So what we're doing is just the reverse. We're taking a sportsbook's market, removing the juice, removing the vig to back out the true win probability for a bet, which for under 18.5 pitching outs is going to be like 59.46%, which is higher than this break-even win probability we need to beat on PrizePicks. So it's a really good prop to include in your PrizePicks entry. So I ended up going with it. So hopefully you're able to tail it. Now let's get into the second one. But first, I would like to make, a plug. Hopefully you are able to join the OddsJam Discord. So this is, we'll give out some free picks daily, stuff like that. As you can see right here, Matt gives out some of the picks. We can't make YouTube videos for everything we do. And then we also have a premium channel on PrizePicks and then also on sports betting. So if you want all our picks in real time as we're placing the bets, you can join those. We obviously can't make YouTube videos 24/7. So this is the first bet I'm going with, right? Under 18.5 pitching outs. And the win probability is going to be 59.46%. So then we want the second one. So the second one I'm on is going to be right here. Logan Gilbert over 4.5 strikeouts, right? Again, ridiculous value. No other sportsbook is giving you better than -160. And we can get this in our PrizePicks entry at the implied price of -137 odds, right? So pretty great value on this play as well. And then we'll do the same thing, take the market from Pinnacle and back out the win probability. And as you can see, I locked it in right here, 50 to win 150. So just a half a unit play for me, 50 to win 150, plus 200 odds, 50 to win 100 in profit. And we can kind of run through the profit margin of our parlay as well. So the win probability for the first one, the pitching outs prop on Alec, was 59.46%. So we'll put that in here. And then we also need the win probability for Logan Gilbert over 4.5 strikeouts. So Pinnacle's market -169 plus 125. The over is heavily juiced. We put that into a no vig odds calculator. This bet is winning 58.57% of the time. So put that in here. 58.57% of the time we're winning Logan Gilbert over 4.5 strikeouts. We're staking 50 to win 100, right? So then we know the win probability for both our bets. We can get the win probability for our PrizePicks entry. You just multiply these two uncorrelated outcomes together, and we can see, we should be winning roughly 35% of the time, which is higher than the 33.33, percent break-even win probability for a two-pick entry or a two-leg parlay. That's plus 200 odds. So our bet has, 4.5% edge. So it's pretty good, right? And if we wanted to, we could actually bet it, maybe we'll bet it a little bigger. And then you can see, like, if we go to pitching outs right here, so we want Alec under 18.5 right here. So if we throw another 100 on it, we'll have the same edge, duplicate entries. So now I think they're limiting my stake. They're only allowing me to bet $100 on the MLB, but regardless. So now we have $100 on it to win 200. So still same edge, same profit margin, but our EV is going to be higher. So I got $100 on it. So regardless, lock these in. Hopefully you're able to tail them, and let's make some money.